Joining us now to discuss is Henrietta Treyz of Veda Partners. Henrietta, welcome to the programme. Your early take on the action this evening. What is it?
It's shaping up very much like expected. You're seeing the south of the United States, Georgia, North Carolina, certainly Florida, come in as expected in the Trump direction, while we're really waiting for some sort of news out of the blue wall states. So far, it's looking very much like our forecast, which has Trump winning all those three states that I just listed in the South. His strength in Florida is probably the most notable. In Duval County, he is blowing out his turnout and his margins versus 2020 with Joe Biden. So they have to feel really great about Florida right now. In Nevada, what I'm watching is the turnout in Clark County, which has now exceeded its 2020 levels. And it's really those unaffiliated voters who are coming out in droves, and they're disproportionately younger voters since Nevada changed its rules for registering to vote. So lots of really interesting stuff. But so far, as you've said, no surprises.
Henrietta, though, looking at some of these counties where Trump is doing much better than even he did in 2020, and even Hispanic counties in Florida, do you still maintain that VP Harris has 60% odds to win the White House?
That's where I am. I haven't, we don't have enough data to say that it's going to go the other direction. I think at this point in the night, what you would have been looking for is somebody to slip up. That's what we're all sort of looking for. And the just based off of who reports when, the opportunity for a miss is going to be from the Trump camp. As again, we expect him to win all those states. The fact that that hasn't occurred makes it, going to be something that comes down to the blue wall, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. And so far, the leads in Florida, I think, as of what I just saw, he's up by 13 points in the state overall, is what we've seen from the most extreme polling. And I think that's consistent with what we've seen out of Florida.
Henrietta, for weeks, people were pricing in a Trump trade. Then we got this Ann Seltzer poll over the weekend. And then all of a sudden, people are thinking, maybe we need to recalibrate. Now, early days, everything that's coming in, nothing is surprising, but the Trump trade is back on. What is the financial markets reading into?
Yeah, I mean, I think really what we need to read into from the Seltzer poll, if anything, from a red state like Iowa, is how she performed in the suburbs. That is something that we're starting to see. I'm concentrating a lot on the Atlanta suburbs in Georgia, where she is running up margins against Biden. The vote's coming in very quickly, so it shifts. But in both Rockdale and Douglas, she's exceeding Biden's 2020 thresholds. And while Trump is running up the numbers in rural areas, it's the suburbs that historically decide an election. They went for Trump in 2016 and he won, and they went for Biden in 2020 and Biden won. So it's the suburbs that I recommend everybody follow this evening.
You've been talking about the suburbs for weeks on our program in the morning, Henrietta. What are they telling you right now, especially for women? Because everyone likes to talk about the biggest voting bloc. These are white women. But Donald Trump won more white women over in 2020 that voted for him in 2016.
Yep, that's exactly right. The white female vote, especially in those suburbs, is really what we're concentrating on right now. And the suburbs have grown. They're not just as white as they used to be anymore. There's a lot of Black voters and Latino voters, especially in Pennsylvania, in Allegheny County and in Lehigh County, outside of Philly and Pittsburgh. So those are where we're watching it right now. The turnout, and what we really need to see is the turnout that we've seen in the early vote translating to continued turnout today. And who are those women voting for? That's obviously the most important.
Henrietta, long evening ahead of us, I'm sure. Thank you for your time, as always. Henrietta Treyz there of Veda Partners.